Welcome to Ellis Mowers and More on today's repair video. This is not the first time we've done this to this mower. We're going to put an engine in this John Deere D110. I'll give you the background story and we'll go ahead and get it done here next. So here it is, John Deere D110. I believe I've made videos on this before, probably 3 or 4 years ago now. And what we have done originally, I think this mower, if I remember correctly, I got this mower for like $100. I put an engine in it, and then I realized after the fact that the original engine that was in here didn't have a problem. It just had flywheel magnets that were broke on it. So, but this one definitely has an engine problem. Bad connecting rod and no oil in it. So we're gonna throw this in. I think I got this mower with like 60 some or 80 some hours on it. This thing's got 390.8 on it now. And I tell you what, it's actually, I cleaned it up here. But the guy who had it, who has since passed away, unfortunately, I knew him from church. His kids were coming to cut the yard and, you know, doing just fine. And then this thing had been leaking oil or something, and it just went kaboom the other day. So luckily, I have a 17.5 here that should just fit right on it. We may have to do a little bit of minor wiring work, but it even has the same voltage regulator set up and everything on this. So we just probably have to do a little bit of couple of wires and pull this 6-pin or get this 6-pin connector and everything all nice and tidy here, so that we can transfer everything over. Engine swaps on these are really not that hard. Again, basically we're just going to take a 6-pin connector here off, and that should allow us to get, probably need 2 hands for that unfortunately, but that's going to allow us to get the engine off. We've got the starter nut here as well, and then on the other side we just need to disconnect the fuel line from the fuel lines from the fuel pump here. One thing we will have to transfer over, I believe, is going to be the oil dipstick, and I believe if I can, I'm gonna transfer all of this covers and stuff over as well, so that it looks like it is supposed to look. So, given all that, let me go ahead and go to town on this thing. Like I said, we're going to just disconnect the fuel line. If we can, I'm just going to use the existing carburetor and everything that's already on that other one, so that it saves me a little bit of time of assembly and that process. So let me take care of all that, and then we'll go ahead and worry about getting this mower deck off after that. Or mower deck away. We may not have to take it off. We need to get it away so that we can get the 4 bolts out for the engine, as well as the double stack pulley off of this thing as well. Alright, so let's show you what I had to take off in order to get this off. Not too much. This really isn't that bad of a job to do. Your vent line and your inlet fuel line. Vent line, inlet fuel line here going into the fuel pump. We'll just take the whole shebang off here. I pulled the hood off. It's just a couple of little notches there to get that off. You can take off the little 10 millimeters if you want to. I pulled the 6-pin plug out right here. I pulled the yellow wire for the diode off. Pulled the red wire for the charging going back to the engine. Pulled the starter wire off and the throttle cable off. The throttle cable's over here, right there, and pull the throttle cable off. And then your vent line for your gas tank. That's it. That's all I've done. So, given all that, I'm going to pull this engine out. We do have to swap the exhaust over. We got to do a little bit of wiring work, but we're going to pull this engine out, put the other one on real quick. Let's see. We got something connected still. There we go. It was around this headlight wire, but it's off. Very easy. Pretty straightforward. While we're here, might as well put the new one on. I've already washed everything for the most part as good as I could. So let's get this new one on. Pretty much a direct fit, or it is a direct fit. Like I said, we've got to swap over the exhaust. We've got to swap over a couple other things as well. But nothing too crazy here. Just gotta get everything lined up into the proper place also. So, given all that, it's on, and we'll resume what we need to do here next. Like I said, I'm going to hopefully change the covers and everything off of this and make it look, again, like a John Deere is supposed to. So we may go that route. So let me go ahead and take care of all that. So I put the 4 bolts on the bottom. The ones that mount up underneath here go through the frame, bolt everything to the engine. So that is all taken care of. Like I said, we're going to see if this carburetor works. If not, we'll throw the other one on. Next thing you do, you got the double stack pulley down here. Make sure your parking brake is on for your transmission, and you're just going to take it underneath. There's a little keyway. We'll slide it up in that keyway. Make sure your belt is on the other side of the shaft here. I'm sorry I can't really show you with tight quarters down here. But you take your double stack pulley under here. Slide it into place. And then make sure your belt goes inside the guides of the transmission. And then get your bolt, which of course I've misplaced now. And you're going to put it in so that you can, there it is. Keep everything in place, and you can put the deck belt in after the fact, so that ain't that big of a deal. Even if you do clean everything up, you're still going to get very oily and greasy. Because especially on this one, the oil kind of leaked down. And when I took the deck off, when I took the engine off, I took the front mount off for the deck. That gives you better access to, number one, getting the double stack pulley off, but also getting to your 4 bolts as well. So I'm going to slide this on. And there we go. I'll give you a look underneath real quick. Oh, I am absolutely nasty. So underneath here, there's your double stack pulley. You got the bolt in. Your drive belt is underneath the guides, and you have your 4 bolts in for your engine. Now, like I said, I'm going to take this engine cover off. It's just 4 3/8. And I got to swap the dipstick because the dipstick that I need has to have a little nipple on it here so that it pulses the fuel pump, since we've got a fuel pump set up. And we need to put a fuel pump on this, so it's just easier to switch the covers over, which I'm going to do right now. We are at the point where it's ready to start, which is good. I need to put the deck belt back on the bottom down here. Need to put the air filter and stuff in, but we will in just a second. So I just swapped this engine cover. It was 4 bolts, and then there was a secondary bracket down there inside that, which were 2 bolts. They were all 3/8. The threads on the exhaust were a little bit different, so I had to use the original exhaust bolts, but the exhaust bolted right up to it otherwise. 8mm down here. On the side here, we've plugged in our stator. I changed the stator out for one that didn't have broken wire or clipped wires and stuff that came off the other engine. 6-pin connector. This wire goes underneath and clips underneath the shroud there, and then comes on the other side here and grounds actually to under here with a bolt for the anti-backfire solenoid. And then for your throttle cable, what I like to do with the throttle cable, for the 8mm down here, can't really get down there unfortunately, but whenever you set the throttle, set it at full throttle, and then when you get to the point where it's almost about to touch the choke arm down here, that's where you want it to be whenever you have it at full throttle. So it doesn't pull on the choke arm, and it's not too far down to where it's not going to run where it needs to. I think that's about it. I'm going to put this deck belt on because I think we're about done here with that. So we'll put that on. Got to go underneath and up, around. Same thing over here. Underneath and up. To get over those brackets, I'll go ahead, lower the deck all the way down. I've already checked the oil. The oil's in great shape. We'll clip this back on. And we should be good. So, given all of that, let's go ahead and see if this thing will start up for us. I also connected the fuel pump back here. I never took the fuel pump off the shroud, and so it was a pretty easy thing to do. Sounds good. That's great. case anyone was curious, this is the mower that engine came off of. This mower had been repowered as well. So that little engine, I guess somebody bought that engine new to put on this, 17.5 horsepower. That'd been a killer machine for a 30-inch Murray. But yeah, there's the deck. Unfortunately, the transmission's jack or missing on it, and so this mower's basically going to go to scrap. I'm going to pull the ignition switch, the steering wheel, and the seat, and maybe the blade. But I think the blade might be a little bent, and just send it. These are never worth repairing or rebuilding. So if you ever get one of these, don't even take it if it's free, unless you think the engine's good. Then you can pull the engine and put it on something else. That's about all these are good for. Let me put the hood on. We'll drive it out here, test it out. All right, rolling on, which is good. For almost 400 hours, that's not too bad. And when I rebuilt this was kind of earlier on in my riding mower, when I was getting back into it, and made quite a few mistakes along the way, but I got, this engine running, and it lasted 4 years for the guy, and almost over 300 hours, and then it just ran low on oil. So got the engine in, ready to go, and this thing's going back to the customer tomorrow, so that they can cut some grass again and not have to hire lawn service, and so that I can get out of here for the what is going to be the July 4th holiday. When I'm filming this, you'll see this a little bit later. Busy time of year. I wish I could be a little bit more in depth with the stuff, but I got to get the videos out, I got to get the repairs out, and time is of the essence, and it's not on my side. So I do hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If I remember, I'll link the old videos to the D110 that I did on this previously, and so that you could see where this mower was and how long it's worked and all that good stuff. So thanks again for watching this small engine repair video. I hope y'all found it enjoyable. I will catch y'all on the next video.